Okay, so now we got to run through. They're going to be, each page is 15 degrees. And then here you see the Aries sign, and it gives the 0 to 5 degrees, gives you the first Aries, Pentan, Taurus, Pentan, Gemini, Pentan. And then it gives 0 to 50 minutes, gives the actual minutes of the sub-pentans. So it gives you kind of a sheet you can look up on. I'm just going to take a minute on each of these so you can take a second or two to, like when you're running through the video, you can stop it and you can get a screenshot so you can collect the works of it. Again, one day these will come into book forms, but they're not yet. But having a printed sheet where you can look these things up is really useful. So, okay, Aries, you have Cancer. The Aries, the 15 to 20 is Cancer. You have the pentans. The pentans will be 5 degrees, and then the sub-pentans, how they divide along it. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we get the Taurus, 0 to 5 as the Libra, the beginning of the fall and winter signs, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, and then the sub-pentans. So here's Taurus, there's a Scorpio, something feminine something, but then it goes Libra, Scorpio, there's a place where it's Taurus, Scorpio, from 550 to 640 of Scorpio. So you can start to see some, even just on a feminine level, like, wow, there's double Scorpio inside that Taurus. But on the other side is that there'd be a Scorpio that has Scorpio. But you're not going to get Taurus, because Taurus is a feminine sign, but it's in the springtime. So when it goes through the sequence, it's going to be in the Libra. It won't get the Taurus and the Scorpio. Except on the sub-pentan level where you have those small divisions of the zodiacs repeating, you get all the signs coming through there. So here's the second half of Taurus, the pentans, and the sub-pentans, the Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So just be patient. We'll go through each of these and give you a few seconds, a little longer still on the screen, so it's a little easier to just take a moment to get a screenshot. I may try and put these together as little booklets so they're tables you can look up easily, because this one would be specifically worth doing. So this week, there's the second half of Gemini. This week I really want you to take some time between this week and next week to look at 10 or 20 charts, to look at your chart, look at the different points in your chart, to do some work with the pentans, make them real, check them out. But I need you to do that because it's really necessary in taking the next jump to the next level of interpretation that's added on top of this in the next class. Okay, it's a prelude in preparation for that. There's no end, you know. You have the stars going out to galaxies. I used to want to put the galaxies in the zodiac. I did when I used to put the galaxies in the zodiac. There was maybe 100 known galaxies. If I try to do that today, they have about 3 million recorded galaxies with about 6 million ready to be more recorded. So like that's thousands in each degree, hundreds of thousands. So like it's too much to even measure. So you have this huge macroscope out there. If you went down looking inside the molecules, down to atoms, you get the little molecule, the little structure moving around the atom. You have it moving around, and if you took that atom, the atomic structure, with the atom moving around it, you can put the zodiac to that too. So you can find the zodiac in the microcosm, you can find it in the microcosm. It works out. You see the zodiacs in the alchemical table, and you can go down into the depths of how they fit, how the chemical table fits to the zodiac. It goes out to the stars and the lights in the stars, and it's quite incredible how this language can be used in so many ways. Right now, we're working with the chart. I'm only mentioning things because we're opening up our depth perception. We're going down. We're going into 5-degree sections instead of 30-degree sections. Wow. We're going into 50 minutes of a degree section. And we can find relevance and meaning or something unique in that. That's pretty incredible. And, you know, well, how does life have any meaning, eh? Wow, it's so incredible. It's full of meaning, everything. How does anything not have meaning? We just get caught in light and dark, in positive, negative reactions to some of these, our manifestations. And there's Cancer, first half of Cancer. Yeah, okay, good. And second half of Cancer. It just looks like little lists, but these lists, getting the degrees, the minutes, putting the signs, putting the symbols in, these sheets, even just a sheet takes a fair amount of time to do. These aren't, and get it organized. So many ways this could have presented, get it organized so it's easy to use. It took me many years to get these things down to this level of sophistication where you can use it, come in, and it's easy to access. Okay, here's Leo. Sorry. Ta-da! Here's Leo. Sorry, I had to do that one justice. Okay, so here's Leo and the first half of Leo. I mean, you could probably use the voice and pronounce, here's Leo. Little Leo said, and then Leo. You know, like you can do it on 3 levels even for that matter. My home, my neighborhood, my city. You know, anywhere you see these 3 stages, you're going to have these 3 mixes of colors, mixes of zodiac, mixes of impression, mixes of texture. Whether you see it personally, you can see it socially. Depends how you're trying to perceive and apply your insights of astrology to what phases, what cycles happens. Still, in working with our phases, we've worked with light and the darkness and the change of light and dark. It ends up applying just as well scientifically, weather-wise, in socially. This logic is still a very solid foundation to look at life from and to see the aliveness and the meaningfulness of it. That's first half of Virgo. Second half of Virgo. Yeah, so in these last levels, there's a lot of material like this I got put out, and I'll try and, there's a mechanics of working with the videos and the forum now of how to get these out to you. So probably if you see these and you don't have them, we'll try and get them noticed on the forum when they're ready, and if there's a booklet available, we'll try and let you know when the book's available. Then you can email in and request it. Okay. We're in a video world now, so it's worth taking a few seconds to allow the material to be there, Libras to be there, and this bypasses the publishing giants and allows you to collect the information. Even if you're just using your cell phone taking pictures of each one, you'll still have the copy of it. It's just, you can always come back and look at it, but when you're working with charts, to the pentans, you can think through yourself. I've learned how to think through the smaller divisions, but it still takes me a minute or two. Okay, leave it here. I still have to calculate them. I count 50 minutes of a degree. So, and that's a little harder. So I don't expect that of you, but at least this is, if you got twins, if you got 2 things closely related, you know, like you got 2 cats born, you know, 30 seconds a minute apart, or 2 kids or whatever, wouldn't matter. You're going to have these differences. Trouble cats, we're lucky if we know the week they're born in. We don't often know the date, much less the time. In a hospital, there's usually a nurse marking down the time when twins or triplets are born, but when you have cats, they're all being born 1, 2, 3, 4, and not always you know. So that one's first, that one's second, that one's first at this second or this minute or this time. It's not. There's only a few Virgos that might do that, but not many people are writing it down quite that exactly. Worth a shot. If you're knowing the astrology and you're going to cat that's going to have kittens now. Of course, if you're going to look at the time that closely, it means you're going to probably keep that kitten for a lot longer. Okay, Scorpio. Get the Sag. So these are just the tools. The proof is just checking it out to your chart, checking to others, and realizing you have this next level to go to right away. It's easy at your disposal. And you're talking to people, what degrees your sun in? Okay, there it's there. And if you can remember the degrees of the sun, like the beginning of each sign, what day of the month it is, you can usually count 5 days to know more or less which pentan is working, even using the calendar dates. And just between the sun and the pentan, a lot of information is really useful. It's a special focus inside the main theme. Okay, so here got the Sag. Now we go to Capricorn, a feminine sign, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. And then Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, the last half. So you have the fall in the first half of the feminine signs, the winter in the last half of the feminine signs, spring in the first half of the feminine signs, fall in the second half of the masculine signs, spring in the first half of the masculine signs, and summer in the last half of the masculine signs. It's an old saying in China with the I Ching. It's a saying, words are the trails to images. Images are the traps of meaning. So you follow the words until you get the image or get the picture. And once you gather the images, then you can encompass the meaning. So here's the words that go to the images, and the images that create the meaning that relate to your chart and that can be applied into your life. Here's Aquarius, second half of Aquarius. Now we get down to Pisces.